What's up guys, Kevin Cage here, hope all is well. This video is an absolute must see, and if you have not seen the previous video, which sets the stage nicely to this one, I recommend doing so. I will be linking this video also in the top of this video description as a shout out. This used to be Susie, Esoteric Trading Solutions from Australia. She was a financial advisor, I believe, and she has decades of experience. She did a valuation framework a while back for XRP, and I understand if it sounds hypey, but this is based off of actual models. So she did previously price XRP in the future, and I think she gave it like a 5-year time, and obviously we're closer now than we were, at $300 plus. Now she's come out with this recent video. It's an hour long. If you have time and want to watch it on 2x speed, I recommend doing so. This is not based off of opinions. It is an actual model, an actual framework based off of discounted cash flows. She even compares and shows an XRP valuation of 4 digits, roughly $1,100. Now, I don't care if you think XRP is going to $0, $10, or $10,000. I just would like you guys to see this video and give her your honest input, all right? So very interesting, saying 5 years from now, so October 26th, 2025, she believes XRP will have a valuation of 4 digits, $1,100. I will not rule anything out, and we're all going to speculate, but at the end of the day, this is actually based off of a specific model. So you guys do your own research, decide for yourselves, believe what you wish, and I will do the same. All right. So right here, she even talks about Stellar and XLM, giving her 2 cents there. Just so you know, I do own XLM. I understand there's a variety of points. No project is perfect. She goes over the number of nodes that Stellar has, 56, shows Ripple having almost 1,000 nodes, to each their own, and also a client base. And then lastly, she talks about the valuation framework that Ripple made back in the day. Susan Athey, of course, which is on the board, or who is on the board. She was one of the participants for the Bilderberg Group, which is literally the most powerful people in the world back in, I believe, 2013, which we've reviewed on this channel. And also Robbie Mitchnick, who was at Ripple, and they valued XRP from $6 to $32. And Susie here in this video actually says that she thinks that this is too conservative of an approach and it is missing certain variables. And so that's why she goes on to even say that her framework shows a 4-digit XRP valuation. And I know that may be crazy for some of you. To each their own, guys. You have to be able to entertain different ideas. Okay? So we'll keep going. So I want to start off with this actually. So Roth Economist showing this very, very cool document. This is by Ernst & Young, again, one of the big four, the EY, one of the big four financial firms or, professional service networks in the world. And they go over CBDCs and directly mention Ripple with XRapid. So very interesting. Now, before we dive into this 22-page document, and we'll keep moving quickly, we also know of the big four, we know Deloitte. Well, what's Deloitte's relationship? Well, we know they have the Blue Zell Altitude Gateway for XRP integration. And we also are familiar with the other member of the big four, that is PricewaterhouseCoopers. Okay, and we've talked about KPMG in the past too, but PwC specifically, even back in 2016, we had them doing an article, FinTech is Reshaping Financial Services, saying DLT, Distributed Ledger Tech, aka XRP Ledger as well, is the next evolutionary jump in business process optimization. Now, at the end of the day, guys, yes, I'm here for a return on my investment, but bottom line is this. I'm not married to any investment by any means. I just want blockchain and to leverage this DLT type of technology to improve and make the world a better place, more inclusive, more efficient, cheaper, faster, more transparent, etc. All right, so you guys can look back at this. We also know that some of these groups also run an XRP validator. Should be no surprise there. So right here, the central bank digital currency, the European perspective. This was October 7th. Nordic lead digital asset. Remember, we talk about some Nordic banks in the previous video as well. When I go over, of course, INATBA, that huge blockchain association with a variety of assets, VeChain, Cardano, Algorand, XRP, you name it. All right. So we'll speed through this. And just seeing some stats, of course. I'll try to stay focused here, not slur and stutter when I'm doing this video. I'm trying to do it one take uncut. So right here, guys, we have the correspondent banking network, we have SWIFT, and now we have Ripple with XRapid. Today it is ODL, on-demand liquidity, which specifically uses XRP. We also have IBM, WorldWire, and then also Finality, Tomato. And just keep in mind on these groups, are they in operation? Are they not? There are a lot of mixed signals, but notice this is under the small banking category for US local banks. Interesting. Just wanted to share that. And then let me see if there's anything else I wanted to catch here. Also, I found this to be rather interesting, right? What was it? Right here. So, will the geopolitical tension between China and the USA amplify the euro central bank digital currency transformation? Now, they kind of go through a few scenarios. Interesting nonetheless. I would love to hear your guys' opinion. I think that we know programmable money right here in the token economy, borderless economy is going to be the future. Also, a few screenshots they post here. 6 central banks collaborate on central bank digital currencies. We have Bank of Canada. We can tie them directly to Ripple as well. They have multiple projects, Ubin, Jasper, etc., which we'll go over in a second. Bank of England, a paid RippleNet customer. Bank of Japan, also involved in a lot of projects, including Interledger Protocol, especially with groups such as Accenture and who? Singapore, the country. In the Monetary Authority of Singapore, we can also talk about SAMA, the Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority. Right, ECB, we can talk about their tech providers, etc. We talked about eSMIG in the previous video, and the BIS, the central bank of all central banks. All right, and notice we have Libra, USDC. I do not like Tether, guys. I would choose Circle, USDC, over that any day. At the end of the day, though, I do not like stable coins, but if it was an issue of trust, I would be feeling safer, and this is just my opinion, not financial advice, that I would trust USDC over Tether any day of the week, because of the backing by Circle and of course connections to Brian Brooks and Coinbase. And Brian Brooks is the acting comptroller of currency. We have XRP, we have Finality, etc. All right. Innovation takes longer than you think. It moves faster than you think. That's just like what Christine Lagarde, president of the European Central Bank, said regarding economics and payments evolution. It is coming, guys. It is absolutely coming. All right, so now we already talked about this, that. We talked about PwC. I'll keep moving here. We have Royal Bank of Canada. We know they're RippleNet. This was years ago. They actually got rid of the report, but it was called Imagine 2025. The link doesn't work here anymore. But we also know that they praised XRP and Ripple technology. Notice the report specifically gave an enthusiastic endorsement to Ripple's suite of products, especially the XRP token and its corresponding ledger. If you guys want to read this right here, just talking about the benefits, of course, the software suite of products. Banks can consolidate their liquidity into one XRP account instead of holding local currency in accounts around the world. And also, guys, you're paying half, or you're literally saving on an entire spread. If you have XRP, it's the bridge asset. You don't have to hold, the Argentine peso, and then convert it back to XRP and then convert it again to the Singaporean dollar. You are saving on spreads and time doing that. All right, and we know there's human intervention. Bottom line is, if it's not going to take 2 to 3 days and you can do it in 2 to 3 minutes, it's going to be a no-brainer. Now, by making markets directly between banks, domestic currencies, and XRP, banks minimize the number of intermediaries. Intermediaries, as I say, are nothing more than parasites. They are leeches just sucking fees. If you guys are familiar with even how real estate operates today and how many middlemen, how many little taxes and fees are added up over time, it is absolutely unbelievable. I have someone that just sold a property recently, and just going through all of those fees, it is insane. All right, DLT will be hopefully breaking down these barriers and making it more efficient. Smart contracts will, of course, make this autonomous. Right here, Ripple CEO wins heart at the Swiss National Bank conference. Now, the reason I'm showing this is because, once I go back to where I was, they mentioned the SNB, the Swiss National Bank, as well, as soon as I can find it. So right here, the Swiss National Bank, and just kind of going over these central banks specifically. And also Sweden Riksbank. Remember, their connections, what are they doing? Accenture, one of Ripple's first investors, building the e-krona, their CBDC, with, of course, R3. They're all connected. They're all just trying to make this change towards digitalization and a cashless society, meaning less cash. It's not going to be immediate by any means, in my opinion. All right? And I would love to be wrong about that. I'm fine with that, because I think we all see what's happening at a high level of where the space is going. All right? So we have, again, Swiss National Bank. And I've shared this in the past, so I'll just speed through this, but he's just speaking here. It's a little video clip also shared by Dylan here, talking about XCurrent, talking about XRapid, utilizing XRP, getting rid of intermediaries, creating a type of distributed landscape, etc. All right. Next, we have the Monetary Authority of Singapore. So we've gone over this, Project Ubin, Project Jasper, all these projects, Inthenon, Lynx, there's plenty of them. And they experiment with a variety of assets, and look, powered by Accenture, one of Ripple's first investors. They're integrated with R3, they're integrated with Swift and Swift GPI. They are helping Bank of England's real-time gross settlement system. It just goes unbelievable. And when you keep seeing this, you realize what is happening, all right? Not even being conspiratorial, like literally just connect the dots. All right, Monetary Authority of Singapore, also with Bank of Canada. We're familiar with Jasper and the Ubin. This is the design paper for high value transfer using DLT. Notice it's not only Accenture, it's JP Morgan. We also know there's strategic investments with Consensus and Quorum as well. Just never ending. All right, notice Interledger, payment protocol, Ripple's named here. I know you guys have seen that other screenshot showing ILP. It was the tests with ILP and the tests without ILP as well, which is created by Ripple. All right, Project Jasper. I've already shown you guys all the Payments Canada. Back in the day, I know we talked about the last mile settlement, probably 5 videos ago or so. So we don't need to go into that. And now, so my previous video, I touched on this and I just want to speed through this really quick. So there are some huge giants in this INATBA. This is that International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications. Huge groups, huge members, including, Energy Web, of course, with their currency EWT, helping XRP, go on that decarbonization initiative for the XRP ledger specifically. It's just crazy, guys, how deep it goes. Algorand, Accenture, BBVA, one of the big banks. Of course, RippleNet connected, Cardano, we have CargoX, we've seen their connections, even, R3 Consensus. I'll just speed through this. IOTA, of course, and we'll talk about Mobi in this one. Eclipse, Deutsche, we've seen them. Some of the big stock markets in Germany as well. Everest. We'll keep going. Let me see, I feel like that was it. And then, yeah, right here. So just going over Mobi, and guys, XRP Arcade is a great source and website. Everything's linked as well, so you can do your own research and double check your work, but just showing Mobi right here, and we'll go over them. Ontology, R3, Quant for you Q&T holders. Siemens is a behemoth. SIA with, roughly 600 banks right there throughout Europe. SAP, which has helped trialed, XRP. And if you guys are familiar with SAP, they are just a freaking monster. Because think of also Ariba Network, one of the biggest networks, focusing on more so cross-border like supply chain management. This is big money. We can tie, MasterCard with R3. We can tie Visa and Visa Direct with MoneyGram, which Ripple has a slice of the pie in that game. Yeah, you guys can say it's all dot connecting, but eventually you're going to realize what's happening high level. You can go to Digital Asset Holdings and Blythe Masters and JP Morgan. It's just absolutely unbelievable. VeChain, Swift, no surprise, okay? And INATBA is based out of near Brussels, just like Swift's HQ. All right, now to talk about the fun stuff. So right here, guys, we know back in April of this year, Ripple joins Vast Mobility Coalition. This is MOBI, M-O-B-I. This is the Mobility Blockchain Initiative, formed over 2 years ago. And notice we have Ripple partnering with them and joining them as well. So we can see exploring blockchain for use in a new digital mobility ecosystem that can make transportation safer, more affordable, and more widely accessible. Mobi was actively working with companies accounting for over 70% of global vehicle production in terms of market share. Now, this is by no means a tiny little coalition or group, guys. They have Ford, Honda, BMW, and it just goes on and on and on. And also a variety of cryptocurrency companies involved like Ripple and Quant. So let's try to speed through this. I think you guys understand what is happening. Huge amounts of groups are all together and connected with this, research and development, etc. It just keeps on and on and on. So now I actually just want to finish up this video, and I just want to play a quick clip so you guys can get a better taste of them. And just so we see some of the community on Mobi, if you want to see the website, you can go to dlt.mobi, and you'll be able to find everyone in some of their groups. And what I want to share specifically, we know Constellation, we've talked about Consensus, Cognizant, we've talked about maybe a couple months back. Now they're connected with also Ripple as well. All right, so let me follow it right here. Where am I? So right here, if we type in Cognizant and Ripple, you can see right on their website, cognizant.com, Enterprise Blockchain Solutions. So who are they? Well, before we talk about Ripple, they have moved beyond Innovation Lab with blockchain. We have real-world experience linking blockchain tech and business processes across the entire blockchain journey for clients. They seem like a pretty interestingly sized group as well. We can see right here working with companies on various blockchain products, including US-based payment network cross-border payment project leveraging Ripple and Stellar frameworks with the focus on improving customer experience and operational efficiency. Very, very interesting. And then also just talking about that, we can see the community of Mobi, of course, AWS, no surprise. That's, literally every blockchain group. We can talk about, let's see, Cognizant. We'll see, I already saw BMW. We got Fetch AI. We have Ford. We have GM, Honda, Hyundai. Look at all this. IOTA, Loopring, which is another asset. I'm not sure if it's on Coinbase or on Coinbase already, but I know is one of the assets listed to be added to Coinbase. Ocean. And just think of like Polkadot as well. Quant Stamp, R3, Ripple, just on and on and on. So hopefully you guys understand that this is a very big group to keep an eye on. And before finishing up this video and showing you this clip, I also wanted to touch on OMFIF, OMFIF. Of course, we know direct connections to Ripple and also Algorand Foundation as discussed in the past. Just wanted to touch on them. Notice, OMFIF is an independent think tank for central banking, economic policy, and public investment, providing a neutral platform for public and private sector engagement worldwide. We have teams in a lot of friendly jurisdictions, if you guys notice, London, Singapore, etc. Focuses on global policy and investment themes related to central bank sovereign funds, pension funds. Right here, guys, investable assets of $35.5 trillion are at the heart of this network. Every time I see that type of terminology or that verbiage at the heart of this network, it makes me think of Task Group with Ripple throughout the Euro system. Task Group, TAS Group, all right, with the owl as the logo. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Now listen to this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Transportation systems, particularly in urban areas, are already overwhelmed by demand, putting strain on infrastructure and reducing traffic safety. According to the United Nations, urban populations will increase by 50% by 2050, making the effects of urbanization, including pollution and traffic congestion, incredibly difficult to manage. In many countries, vehicles tend to be the largest source of carbon emissions. In addition to the environmental impact, 1.25 million people die in traffic accidents per year across the globe. To mitigate the effects of vehicle congestion and overcrowding, cities need to develop new ways to manage road infrastructure and vehicle flow. Here at the Mobility Open Blockchain Initiative, we believe that we can leverage the convergence of rapidly maturing technologies, AI, IoT, and blockchain, to assign anything, a person, a vehicle, or piece of infrastructure with an identity. These digital identities can unlock the potential for a mobility network with intelligent entities that can perform transactions and communicate with each other. This in turn enables cities to build, operate, and finance their infrastructure in new and radically better ways. To enable and accelerate this transformation, MOBI and its members developed the first ever standard for a blockchain-based vehicle identity, VID. The VID can create a digital twin of a physical vehicle, unlocking potential for vehicle-to-infrastructure, V2I, and vehicle-to-everything, V2X payments from a car wallet, and eliminating the need for a payment account associated with the person or business. With a car wallet, a vehicle can pay as it moves on a road, allowing users to pay for infrastructure they utilize. In addition to road use, cities are also able to charge for congestion and carbon emissions. To offset these costs, users can sell services and data. Users can sell extra seats in their vehicles. Users can charge others to use their vehicles when not in use. Vehicles can also report flaws in infrastructure, accidents, and more in real time. Using the VID, car wallets, and tokens, users can also receive credit for using green or clean fuel, choosing public transit, or taking an alternative route. These charges and credits can be used to manage road network demand within the city, giving city managers, transit agencies, and infrastructure operators new tools to solve the biggest and least tractable urban mobility problems. The vehicle wallet could also act as a digital tracker and communicator for the vehicle. Having vehicle identities on a network allows vehicles to communicate speed, location, direction of travel, braking, and even intention. Coordinated mobility, taking advantage of trusted identities, swarm intelligence, and distributed positioning will permit vehicles to operate more safely and much faster in a given area. MOBI's VID, together with vehicle wallets and tokens, will permit infrastructure owners to charge users fees to pay for repair, maintenance, and new construction. This will revolutionize infrastructure finance, unlocking trillions of dollars of stranded capital, improving resource allocation, and more fairly distributing the financial burdens among citizens.